Welcome back to the Salem Phantoms franchise. My name is Kasabe, and we're just a few days in front of the Home Run Derby and All-Star break. We're going to make a few trades before we get to the All-Star festivities. First, a quick look at what's happened over the last couple weeks since our last game with Columbus. The Phantoms have been on a hot streak. We've won 8 out of our last 10 ball games. Unfortunately, the Beavers are also doing fairly well. Still maintain a 3-game lead over the Phantoms at the current moments, but both teams with 55 or more wins, which is pretty impressive for the All-Star break. We're nearing that 100-game mark of the season so far. So I mentioned last time we were going to make some trades and call up Joe Johnson from the minor leagues. He's 9-3 with an ERA below 2.5. Bauer was on a very bad cold streak for a while. He's gotten hotter. He's dropped his ERA a full point. So I'm still going to look at some trade offers, entertain the possibility of trading him, or perhaps Danny Moreno. Those are the two main guys in the rotation and the bullpen that seem to be struggling the most this year. Moreno was a 72 or 73 overall, I believe, but an ERA of near 6, and his main thing is just strikeouts and like fast pitches, so I do want to kind of keep him for that reason, but get a look at his stats. He's kind of trended downward over the last couple seasons. We only have him for one more year, as well as Ryan Bauer. His contract is up, making $6.3 million this year. Still kind of deciding who I want to move. If I do end up trading Moreno, I might move Bauer to the long reliever role since he doesn't have too much stamina, could maybe excel in that role. Then we can move Johnson into the rotation. Looking at the lineup as well, I'm definitely going to be in the market for an infielder. We had Eric Navarre go down with injury over the last couple weeks. He'll be out for close to a month, and Eloy Casto is batting 180. Navarro wasn't batting too much better. They were both right around the Mendoza line, so we need some serious help at the second base position, and a lot of the guys filling in are going to be a bit on the older side. We have Tan Tejada with 38 years old. In the minor leagues, we sent down Jamal Callahan, who was playing for us earlier. He's also really up there in age, so might want to start a bit younger with some of the guys that we have in our infield, but also maybe go for a little bit more contact since I would like to have our second baseman, whoever it is, bat over 200 this season. Looking at the trade block, there aren't too many second basemen that are on there, but one of my favorite guys that I'm looking at right now is Patrick William for the Lightning. Look at that contact, 95 and 80. Decent fielding and speed too. I mean, nothing special, but nothing that's going to detract from our ball club, I don't think. Making $137,000 this year, so we'll have to renew him at the end of the year, but I definitely think he's younger, what we want, good contact, and also somebody that we might be able to kind of downsize in terms of age. So first I'm going to see if they want Ryan Bauer or Moreno in the bullpen. Moreno looks like we'd have to trade a little bit extra to do so. Bauer is like right on the dot for a 50-50 trade. There's no interest like one way or the other that's favored, so I might make the move for Ryan Bauer. I mean, he was pretty good in the start that we had with him a few episodes ago, but again, the stamina is a question, the age is a question. He's also making a lot of money for somebody who's kind of like on his way out. So I think this might be the move. Moreno, we could maybe move into a more focused role. Like he is like a strikeout pitcher. I think I'm going to go ahead and make this trade. I'm going to do Ryan Bauer for Patrick William for the Lightning. Will it take a few days for us to get him? No, they agreed right away. Okay, so we have our new second baseman, Patrick William, who is about the same as Eric Navarro, same age, same overall, but we have a lot of heavy fielders on our team, and we need more contact and offense towards the bottom half of our lineup especially. Maybe we could even fill him in at the top of the lineup. We have Ricky Taylor with his contact and speed, but maybe a good number 2 hitter. Jeffrey McCall's been injured for quite some time too. He was at the top of our lineup in the 2-hole, but he's out for at least another couple months. So we definitely need some help. And here we go. We're going to call up Joe Johnson. First, we have to place him on the 40-man roster. So we're going to have to make some moves here. We have a couple 41-year-olds at the bottom of the roster. I'm just going to go ahead and cut one of those guys loose. Neither of them have played in a couple seasons. We have a pretty good logjam at like left field, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove him from the roster. Call up Joe Johnson to the MLB, and hopefully we'll be able to make a start with him for one of our next episodes. But first we're going to do the All-Star Game festivities. We'll also have to send somebody down from the bench. I believe we just called up Cesar Santiago. Has 1 day of MLB service, but has all of his options. I mean, from there aren't too many other guys that we can send down. You have Tejada that doesn't have any more options. Casto, need a backup infielder at least. Lee is also younger, but is kind of like platooning with Sato in right field with the injuries. We need a backup catcher, so I think I'm just going to send Santiago back down for now. And there he is, Joe Johnson, third in the rotation, already one of our best starting pitchers at 79 overall. Again, let's look at his arsenal. 95 mile an hour four-seam fastball. Does have a two-seamer, but unlike most of our other starters on the roster, is one of his secondary pitches, not his main pitch. Very good velocity and walks per 9. The other things will come with the hits and home runs per 9 especially, but we'll go deep into ball games too. We don't have too many guys who have a stamina above like 70. Meanwhile, in the bullpen, I also just moved Chuck Bauer down to the middle relief position, so we have our closer and setup guys who are a little bit worse overall for the most part, but Bauer's been having a bit of a tough season, so I'm just going to give him a little bit more work in the middle innings to see if he can work that back down. Lawson, ERA of about 2. I think he's hasn't even blown a save this year. 20 for 20 on save opportunity, so he's been doing some work in the closing position. And we're going to leave Moreno in the middle of the rotation for now. I can make some trades by the end of July if necessary. We'll have one more game before we reach the actual trade deadline. And with that, let's get into the All-Star Weekend. So we have the Home Run Derby here first. I'm just going to simulate our last series against the Bronx. And we made it to the Home Run Derby. I doubt we have anybody in the Derby itself, but let's just go ahead and take a look at the names that we have participating. Leading the MLB in home runs is Chris Lindsay for the Connecticut Curve. 91 power versus right-handed hitters, 63 against lefties. 28 home runs so far this season, had 32 all of last season. We also have a few guys in the division, so Adolfo Villanueva has 27 for the Beavers, which is already his career best, and we've just reached like the 100 game mark. Not a lot of power when you look here. 77 versus right-handed hitters is his top marks. Then we also have Clay Oka for the Baltimore Glory, 90 versus righties, 71 versus lefties. So yeah, a few names here in our division. It's kind of even split between the NL and AL, but looking back at our roster here, top home run hitter so far this season is actually Cervantes, so he's been hitting quite a few against left-handed hitters, but 15 leads the ball club. We have a few guys around the dozen mark as well, with Campillo and McBride. We also just got William from the Lightning, who has 11, despite his lack of power. So with that, let's move on to the All-Star game and see who made it for the Salem Phantoms into the game. We're hoping that Lou Reyes is the All-Star game starter, but I don't know for sure. He is not. Let's see if he made it anyhow. So Reyes is the second starter, has 4 more wins than Sam Johnston, who is designated to start the All-Star game. ERA just a tad better, but I'm guessing the strikeouts are also monumentally different. So Reyes with 54 strikeouts over 121 innings. Johnston with 97, so also not really a strikeout pitcher, but definitely has a bit more than Lou Reyes. We also have Nicholas Lawson, who made it in as a closing pitcher. We just talked over that. 22 save opportunities now out of 22. No blown saves. ERA below 2. And it doesn't look like anybody made it from our lineup. So we were looking at Randall McBride. For a time, he was the second best rated catcher, but we do have a few guys that snuck in ahead of him. We also have David Navarre, one of the best players in the league, 99 overall for the Beavers. He's had a great season so far for Ottawa. 19 home runs, 64 RBI, average of 281. I mean, he has as many home runs as he did last year. Playing at Comerica Park in Detroit. Still the stadium for the Tigers in 2052. But they're wearing the Dodgers All-Star uniforms. Love all of the graphics and animations and everything. This is the first time they've updated it in quite some time for the All-Star game. They have those 3D graphics on the field. This is just super cool. I haven't really seen many marquee matchups like this since getting MLB 22. And obviously we haven't played any action in the playoffs yet, which I imagine that would continue on. I'm going to go ahead and simulate inning by inning and see if they give Reyes an inning maybe in the middle of the game. Top of the third, still looks like Johnston is pitching. Now they switch over to Bernardo Lopez. I guess we're going to go through the entire All-Star game without having any of our players featured, which is kind of a bummer. I've just been looking at the pitchers that they've had to this point, and I believe if we go to the bullpen, yep, Reyes is the lone starter who didn't play, and then Lawson is one of the 3 guys left in the bullpen. Oh, come on. Maybe if this guy doesn't go 1, 2, 3, we'll just go ahead and put one of the guys in just for yucks. All right, he walked one of the batters and then got the next 2 outs, so we're just going to go ahead and put in Lawson for 1 batter. See how he does. At least get some action out of the All-Star game. There's a look at his stats. 22 for 22 save opportunities, 29 and 2/3 innings with 33 strikeouts. Average is a little bit up there for right-handed hitters, but he's made it count where he needs it. Again, there is a look at his pitches. Two-seam fastball that tops out around 91, a changeup and a sinker. So a lot of kind of late movement in the 90s to 80s in terms of velocity. Just like to tie up this batter inside with Lawson. He's got a lot of pitches that kind of break inward to the right-handed hitters. Actually, we'll go with the changeup and see if he chases on 2-2. It's a grounder to third. Stubbs, the third baseman with diamond fielding over there, doesn't make the play. Oh, come on. The throw was off from a diamond fielder at third base. That would have ended the inning. So I guess we'll get another batter with Lawson. That's kind of cool. There's a sinker. Another diamond fielder. It's Navarre from the Beavers, who is still in the game. Has played the entire game to this point. And Lawson gets a few batters, a few appearances, and throws a scoreless 1/3 of an inning, I suppose. Let's see if we can maybe battle back with the AL here in the bottom of the ninth. Here's Raymond Yu. Early on the fastball. Crushes that one, though. 89 contact, 61 power, and a good vision to boot. So we might have a good opportunity to have him lead off the inning. That one's pushed down the left field line, but caught by the left fielder for the out. Early on the fastball, and then I was late on the next pitch. Nearly worked out. Now we have Joe Hawley. 2 singles so far on the day. 2 for 3. Leaving in a lot of the starters. There's a grounder down the line, but foul. His attributes are all in the 70s. Contact, power, and vision. So pretty well-balanced hitter. That one, just going to be a lazy fly out to center. We got the PCI pretty square up in the zone, but just a tad early, I suppose. And lastly, David Navarre, batting 7th in the lineup for the Beavers, is our last chance. He's 0 for 3 to this point, so looking to get something going. There's a rope into the left center field gap for Navarre. Is it going to bounce over the fence? Not quite. So we get one of our divisional opponents off the schneid, but 99 overall, shortstop David Navarre. We're going to have to look out for him later on in the season. Now we have Stubbs, the third baseman, who made the inning go longer last time out. There's a perfect liner out to left field. I'm going to run with Navarre. Maybe not the best course of action, but we do get a run on the board. And now the tying run is up to the plate with the 9-hole hitter. Stubbs makes up for his error. So last ups are the catcher with Won-Young Chon. Going to see if we can maybe just get some power off the bench here. Let's see who we have. Mike Marks, 81 power at first base. Tommy Hayes, 81. Marks has a little bit better vision, though, so I'm going to go with him off the bench. 20 home runs on the season. He's looking to extend the game, and, you know, maybe if we do, we throw in Reyes for the 10th inning. Who knows? Looking to keep things alive here in Detroit. Marks goes the other way. I think that's going to be past the center fielder. Oh, nearly scraped that mark on the wall where that yellow line is for a home run. We missed it by a few feet. But an RBI double. We're still alive. 4-3 here in the All-Star game. Giving the fans what they want here. Some late inning drama. And now they're bringing in a different pitcher. Garth Rodriguez, 30 for 33 saves on the year so far. Look at that average against lefties. My goodness. Tying run. And now it's back to the top of the order with Raymond Chen. 1 for 1 so far today. Takes a pitch outside for ball number 1. Chen is an 80 overall, but having a good season for the Baltimore Glory. 1-0 count. Looking for our pitch inside again, maybe. There it was. That's a slow fastball, though. It looked like it was going to break out of the hand. Tries to go inside again, but it's a sinker that trends inward for ball number 2. So Chen with the hitter's count. Takes that one outside. A lot of close pitches so far, but 3-1 count. Oh, I was late on the fastball, and that's going to end the game. The NL holds on. 4-3. We made it interesting, I guess, but I really wanted to see if we could get Reyes in there for the 10th. So again, 4-3 is the final. We stepped into the bottom of the 9th, or top of the 9th, I guess, with a little bit with Lawson at pitcher. And I guess it doesn't really matter too much with the home field advantage anymore like they used to do back in the days. But there was your All-Star break. Salem 58-40 so far this season. And again, next episode will likely feature a matchup with the Savannah Giraffes or the Houston Astronauts. Joe Johnson will probably make a few starts in the meantime, but I'm going to see which of these 6 games Johnson is actually scheduled to pitch, and we'll use him for one of his first career starts near the end of the trade deadline in July. We might also make a few more trades. Haven't decided yet. Just wanted to get a second baseman earlier in the episode and make room for Johnson in the rotation. So thank you for joining me for All-Star Weekend with the Salem Phantoms. This is Kasabe, and we'll see you for the end of July next episode.